Hi everyone, this is Sarfraz from Aristotle Prep, and we are looking at question 112 from the OG 13 Critical Reasoning chapter. The stimulus says the difficulty with the proposed high-speed train line is that a used plane can be bought for one-third the price of the train line, and the plane which is just as fast can fly anywhere. The train would be a fixed linear system, and we live in a world that is spreading out in all directions and in which consumers choose the free wheel systems, cars, buses, aircraft, which do not have fixed routes. Thus, a sufficient market for the train will not exist. So, the argument says instead of a train, go for a plane because it will cost you less and it is a free wheel system, which means it can fly anywhere. It's more flexible than a train. The question stem says which of the following most severely weakens the argument. We have to somehow find a fault with this. And even without going to the options, does it make sense saying that a plane is actually more flexible than a train? A plane actually cannot fly anywhere because for a plane to land or take off, you need an airport. I mean, think logically. There are more stations, train stations, than there are airports in any country. So then you can't actually think that a plane is a free wheel, as they call it, system of transport because it is still limited by the availability of airports. So I think that's the best way to weaken the argument. A says cars, buses, and planes require the efforts of drivers and pilots to guide them, whereas the train will be guided mechanically. So the method of guidance is not of consequence. What is of consequence in the argument is the free wheel system versus the fixed line system, and whether a plane is indeed a free wheel system. Remember, whenever you weaken or strengthen arguments, you always strengthen or weaken the connection between the evidence and the conclusion. You don't bring new facts into the picture like A. So A is eliminated. B says cars and buses are not nearly as fast as the high-speed train will be. The comparison is not between train and cars and buses, but between train and the plane, which will be as fast. So eliminate. C says planes are not a free wheel system because they can fly only between airports, which are less convenient for consumers than the high-speed train station would be. Perfect. That is the answer we had in mind. So C is the answer to the question. It weakens the argument. It says planes are not a free wheel system. D says the high-speed train line cannot use currently underutilized train stations in large cities. So then it actually strengthens the argument in favor of using the plane maybe. Doesn't weaken the argument by any stretch. E says for long trips, most people prefer to fly rather than to take ground level transportation. Again, it strengthens the argument in favor of the use of airplanes. Doesn't weaken it. So C would be the answer to the question. On a difficulty scale of 1 to 5, I would give this question a 4. Have a nice day.